Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. It has been a minute since we've done a pick a card reading and I'm so excited to hop into it. This reading is going to be about where you are being called to, where your soul is calling you. If you like to choose with crystals, I will be putting some crystals on these piles in a moment, but if you'd like a moment to choose without the crystals, then take a few deep breaths, really relax, and choose the pile that you are most drawn to. We've got pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. And there will be timestamps in the description box and in the first comment below for you to go to your pile directly and get your reading. And if you like to choose with crystals, we will add crystals in 3, 2, 1. So if you would like to choose with crystals, in pile number 1 we've got some beautiful aura rose quartz here. Pile number 2 we have some flower agate. Pile number 3 we have a beautiful piece of prehnite. And in pile number 4 we have rose quartz. So take a moment to choose the pile that you feel most called to, and we'll get right into your reading. All right, pile number 1, if you choose pile number 1 with the beautiful aura rose quartz here, this is your reading. This is your message about where your soul is calling you. So for your first 2 cards here, we have the 7 of Rings, investment and diligence, and we also have the Dawn of Rings, reflection and diligence. Interesting, diligence came up twice for your cards here, group 1. So the first thing that's coming to me is there's definitely a calling to be more focused and diligent, obviously, in your investments and in where you want to pursue your energy, where you want to really dedicate that energy and invest your time. The rings are the coins in this tarot deck, and the coins usually deal with material matters. A lot of the time it's finances, money, things like that. And you're being called here to really focus and take the time to understand where you want to invest your time. Where do you want to work? Have you been feeling that you're doing work that is, meaningless to you, or maybe isn't exactly what you want to do, or maybe you're working for a company that you feel doesn't have the exact same values, important values that you share and the things that you want to really bring into this world. You're being called to really take the time to step back, reflect, and decide, where am I investing my time here? How do I want to build my future? Where do I want to go with this? The Dawn is the page in this tarot deck as well, and the page is the energy all about, these fresh new beginnings, new starts. It's a brand new, fresh energy. And what I'm getting from Spirit at the moment is they want to remind you that it's never too late to have a fresh start. It's never too late to start again. And sometimes we get in this wheel, in this cog, in this routine of life, but that doesn't mean that there is no opportunity there to start fresh. So if you feel like you haven't been investing your time the way you feel like you want to invest your time, it's never too late to start. It's never too late. So that's the first message that's coming up there. We're gonna pull some more tarot cards here and see what else needs to come out, group 1. Articulate, intelligent. We've got the King of Swords here. We have the 8 of Rings, very interesting. Resourcefulness, positive potential. And then we have the Dawn of Wands, inspiration, potential. The message is very clear here, group 1. We've got a lot of the similar words coming through, a lot of similar themes and energy. So really the universe is asking you to really tap into this energy here, this King of Swords energy. And we've also got the page, the Dawn energy as well. But the King of Swords is someone who is articulate and intelligent, like the card suggests here, but there's somebody who's not afraid to take these next steps, to take action, to put themselves in areas or in places that are uncomfortable, even if it doesn't feel good right away, even if it feels scary, knowing that this is the path, this is the action, this is the step that we need to take to move forward towards a better future, towards this better, more aligned vision of what we desire in life. We also have the 8 of rings here, or the 8 of coins, which is all about resourcefulness, positive potential. It's all about doing the work, taking the action, doing the research, maybe if that's what is required to take these next steps. Because maybe you don't know what the next steps are yet, but you need to, use your intellect, use your resourcefulness, and really go after this information that you need to take these next steps, and be able to clearly articulate this to the people around you, to the people you work with, your team, people that you are maybe collaborating with, because it's very important that we learn to be articulate in this world. It is important that we learn to be articulate if we want to make a difference, if we want to be leaders. And also, we've got the Dawn of Wands here. Dawn of Wands is reminding us to allow ourselves to be inspired, allow ourselves to be curious, and to explore our potential. The page is all about potential. This is new beginnings. This is opportunity and potential to grow something that is beautiful, that is beautifully aligned for our soul's purpose. So very much from what I get here, this is a very action and material world focused reading, but also taking into consideration that in order for anything to manifest into this material plane, in order for it to be tangible, we need to shift our energy. And this is the energy that we're embodying. We're embodying the energy of inspired potential and articulateness and intelligence and our resourcefulness, and being positive about our potential and knowing that there is something greater for us. I'm also going to pull some cards from the Age of Aquarius tarot here, see what other messages need to come through, if there's any further clarity on this message. Spirit, what else does pile number 1 need to know? Group number 1. Wow. Okay, so this is definitely some confirmation of this energy coming through, because we also got the King of Swords here. So we got the King of Swords twice, and I want to see what this one brings forth. So we've got intellectual power, authority figure, strength. So something that's coming through is, for many of you, you're going to be taking on a very authoritative, or that's not the word I want to use even though it's on here, you're going to be taking on more of a leadership role. So maybe wherever you've been in the past, maybe you weren't in the leadership role, maybe you were kind of following along in a smaller position of a company, or maybe you've just been kind of following along, just going along the motions of work or whatever it is, but you have big ideas and you want to make big change, and you've got these big visions, and Spirit is really encouraging you to run with that. Take that strength inside of you, and sometimes it's hard to speak up and it's hard to share, but you're very much being encouraged to really take on this leadership role, because the world needs people like you. Five of Swords, conflict, competition, and dishonesty. So you may find that you've had some sort of conflict with either it's maybe coworkers or people you've worked with, or different work situations where you feel like maybe people have been dishonest, or they've been not the energy that you want to be associated with or be around. So this could have been an energy that has been keeping you down, keeping you underwater, keeping you from really tapping into your full potential. But you're being called here to just speak up and to be confident in yourself, and not allow these energies of other people, these lower energies, to sabotage the good and the beauty that you can bring into this world. And you may face some conflict as you try and grow, as you try and break out of your shell and really bring these visions into the world. But that's going to happen no matter what, because not everyone is going to be able to handle your energy. Not everyone's going to be fully aligned with your energy or at your vibrational level. But that shouldn't cause you or prevent you from doing what you need to do, doing what work you need to do, shining the way you need to shine, doing the work, because there will always be people like that who are not ready for the world to change because they're not happy with themselves. All right, so we also have 6 of Swords here, and 7 of Swords also came through. Interesting. So for the 7 of Swords first, we've got treachery, deceit, and egotistical. So the first thing that's coming through group 1 with this is, yeah, it's also connected to what I just said with the 5 of Swords. Don't let anyone tell you that you're being egotistical or you're being self-centered for pursuing your dreams. Because I feel like this happens a lot in our society where we're told to basically dim our light. We're told to just go with the status quo and do what everyone else is doing and get a normal job and just do this, do that, because that's what you're supposed to do. And if you try and chase your dream, you're just being egotistical. You're just being full of yourself. Like, why do you think you can have that? And then other people can just, work boring, 9-to-5s that they hate. And Spirit Universe wants you to know that the best thing that you can do, not just for yourself, but the entire universe, collective energy, is to follow your dreams, follow your big visions, because without these big visionaries in our world's never going to change. It's these people with these big ideas, these big imaginations and aspirations that actually make a difference in this world. So don't let people tell you you're egotistical or you're wrong for chasing your dreams. And you might get people who along the way who are not, necessarily there for your best interest. Right? You might tell them your dreams and they're not very supportive. Make sure you stay far from those people. If you discover that one of your friends is not actually your friend, because they're not actually supportive of your dream and they're just bringing you down instead, cut those strings, cut those ties, because it's not worth your energy. It's actually going to harm your energy, and it's preventing from something beautiful from being unleashed onto the world. We also have the 6 of Swords. This is new journey, maturing, or relocation. I think this is specifically touching on the energy of moving forward, traveling, going across these new seas, these new waters of exploration. I feel like these cards are very much displaying this emotional journey and also ideological journey, because the two are very, much tied together. But this ideological journey of going places you never thought you could go, exploring new ideas, exploring new potentials. That is very much the energy that we have here. I'm also going to pull some oracle cards for you, group 1. See what other messages need to come through for you. The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul tribe. Group 1, you're part of a bigger, grander, collective plan. By you taking these steps, by you journeying, by you going deep within yourself and pulling forward, pulling out, this beauty, this potential, these ideas, this passion, the things that you want to offer the world, you are part of a greater collective. This goes even beyond you. You're a group of other people who are also out to do the same, who are also out to, also trust their intuition and come together and make this world a better place. You were part of something grander, and this is why you got to trust it. And this is why you can't listen to what other people are saying about your dreams, about your vision, because every single beautiful thing, every single beautiful creation that we've ever seen on this earth, it just starts with an idea. It starts with that little bit of inspiration, that intuitive hit, that gut feeling. You have to trust it. Council of Light. See, group 1, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. You are part of this Council of Light. You are meant to bring more beauty, more love, more happiness, more of that energy to this planet. You're not meant to just hide and just, be on the sidelines, just kind of watching your life go by and just following along and getting stuck in the societal trap or pattern. You're not meant to be part of that. You're meant to go beyond that. to create bigger things. Basically go against the status quo. You're meant to bring beauty and light to this planet. And yes, we all are in some extent, but I believe that you are going to be part of a bigger collective, and you may even see through the changes and through the path that you choose and, you know, pursuing, that you are going to meet more people on this vibrational level, and you guys are going to work together, and you're going to form a community, and you're going to do some really amazing things. Look at that. This is big energy, group one. Birthing a new age. Birthing new creations. Dreaming a new world into being. This is some big stuff. This is some big energy that we are working with. This is exactly what I've been trying to explain. You're part of this big transformation. This new age. Literally, a new age you are birthing into creation. We've got this Moonology manifestation deck. I just want to see if there's anything that wants to come through here. I don't know if that's going to stay there. Just trying to let you guys see all the cards at once. There we go. Forgive. Interesting. Okay, so this is bringing forward something that you need to forgive in yourself in order to get here. In order to even allow yourself to reimagine your reality, reimagine how things can be done. Because if you don't forgive yourself, if there's something that is bothering you, something that you're holding on to from the past, these emotions, these pent-up emotions are going to affect your self-worth and this inner confidence that you can do these things. If you don't believe you could do these things because you think you sabotage things, or you think you're not worthy enough because you're holding on to something, this is going to get in your way. And, you know, with the full moon in Pisces, Pisces is a very emotional sign. Full moon's about releasing. You know, a good time to really focus the energy on releasing these things is the full moon. You could do like a burning ritual or some sort of other ritual that involves letting go of the things that don't serve you. Relax and think it through. So this is definitely suggesting some inner reflective time is necessary, especially with the forgiveness aspect here. So if any sort of anxiety surface in the process of this reimagining, in the process of going for new things, new positions, in the process of journeying to somewhere else, if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel anxious, take the time. Take the time to relax. Take the time to think things through again. Remember, come back to that King of Swords energy. Articulate, intelligent. We're not rushing into anything. We're not holding back, but we're not rushing because everything happens in divine timing. So this is not something that you need to think up and deliver overnight. That's not required. And also, in part of going after your soul purpose or going after the things that you are drawn to, part of this process involves trust in divine timing. If we trust in divine timing, we don't have to rush. We don't have to worry about time because our perception of time often isn't the truth. Our perception of time is often skewed by our anxiety, by our societal perception, our socialization. So all of these things affect our perception of time. In fact, humans' perception of time, we know for a fact, is so skewed and is so far from what reality is. But as a human being on this planet, we can only see so much. So knowing that all of this is going to unravel at the time it's meant to unravel, so you can relax and you can think it through. You can take action. You can take inspired action. You can just be you, but don't stress. Don't feel like you have to have it all figured out because the universe is going to show you signs and unravel it and guide you as you go along. You know, it's like you take a few first steps and you're like, I don't know where to go next. Just ask the universe. Show me possibilities. Show me opportunities. Allow your intuition and your connection to the universe to come in. Just to see if there's a couple more cards for you, group 1. Resolve. Interesting. So we have resolve and direction that came out in this oracle deck. But the thing I want to focus on that's coming through with these cards is the first step here is to resolve, decide and understand and resolve any sort of inner conflict that's preventing you from moving forward, forgiveness, anything that needs to be resolved, but also allowing yourself to fully understand your direction, fully understand what direction you want to go. And of course, you don't have, like I said, you don't have to know everything. You don't have to know every single step along the way and how, like, I'm going to do this and then I have to do this next and then this and I have to know all the steps. No, that's not what it's about. It's about finding direction. All we really need to know is our direction. Because once we have our direction, we can take that first step and it's like a domino effect. The universe leads us to the next step and then the next step and then the next step and then the next step. All we need to know now is our direction. So group 1, find your direction. Look deep within yourself. Just make a simple statement to yourself. Write it down in a journal. Get clear on what your vision is. Even if it's just a rough idea. What is this vision? And then you can start to cultivate it. I hope you enjoyed your reading, group 1. I hope you guys have a beautiful day and just, believe in yourself, love yourself, and trust that you are on your right path. And everything will happen in divine timing. Thank you for listening. I'll see you guys later. Hello, group number 2. If you chose pile number 2 with this beautiful little flower agate heart, this is your reading. So the first 2 cards we have here are the Priestess, Illumination and Knowledge, and Queen of Cups, Authentic and Virtuous. So the first thing that's coming through group 2 about where you are being called to is to very much embrace this beautiful divine feminine energy within you. Maybe you're somebody who is, more masculine in nature in the sense that you're very active and you like to get things done and you like to go, go, go and that kind of thing. Universe and spirit wants to remind you that sometimes a lot of the knowledge and a lot of the getting things done happens in those moments of silence, in those moments of receptiveness, when we're not moving so quickly, but when we're slowing down and really listening to ourselves, to the universe, to our intuition in those moments of silence. So we've got illumination and knowledge here. So there's actually a lot for you, group 2, that can be illuminated if you take the moment to slow down, if you take the time to just enjoy peaceful quiet by yourself. And you're definitely being called to do that because this is going to allow you to know yourself better. And in doing that, be more authentic, be more virtuous, be more authentically you so you can show up in your life, you can show up in this world and do some beautiful things. But there's some sort of intuitive hit or there's some sort of message or knowledge that you have yet to uncover because you haven't fully allowed yourself to go there yet. So you're being called to journey deeper into your intuition. Now let's see what other tarot cards want to come out for you, group 2, to further clarify this message. 7 of Wands. Persistence and conviction. 6 of Cups. Serenity and healing. We also have a couple cards that flipped over in here. I think that was it. 9 of Cups. Contentment and satisfaction. And then Dawn of Cups. Curiosity and discovery. Very interesting, group 2. So let's first talk about these cards here. So 7 of Wands, persistence and conviction. And then also serenity and healing. I'm getting the sense that there's something that you've been very, very persistent at. You are the kind of person who is persistent, who has very strong goals, who has a lot of determination in going after the things that they desire, and the things that they have a strong feeling about, because you do have a very strong intuition. And when you get focused on that, you stay focused and you keep climbing the stairs and you keep going after the thing. And that is one of the best qualities about you. But you are also being called to take a moment of serenity and slowing down a little bit and get into this very divine feminine energy. We've got the divine feminine energy here with the queen and the priestess, but we also have the energy with the cups. We got a lot of cup energy coming out, a lot of that water, divine feminine emotional energy. So even though you can get so far with persistence, you can't go all the way with persistence alone. You have to pair it with that healing, that serenity energy, that time to slow down to really gain all of the knowledge that is held inside of you, that is available to you through this, intuitive and emotional work. And through that serenity, through that healing, through that curiosity and discovery of going deeper into your emotions, going deeper into this intuitive this intuitive world, we can even get further. We can climb bigger mountains. We can, climb bigger staircases and get further in life and really see what we want to see manifest through this. We've got the Nine of Cups here with contentment and satisfaction. There's a lot of joy that can be found in really, really knowing yourself and truly understanding yourself and truly understanding your intuition. So, taking the time to really trust your intuition. And if you ever doubt it, try to, forgive yourself, but also tell yourself, okay, I'm going to start listening more, because there's something that's important there that's going to really help open up new doorways for me. I'm also going to pull some cards from the Age of Aquarius Tarot, see what other messages want to come forth. I'm getting the message of emergence with this picture, this Dawn of Cups here. There's this opportunity of more emerging. More information, more clarity emerging from these intuitive waters. Also getting, if you are somebody who has maybe been interested in or hasn't tried yet, or maybe you have kind of dabbled a little bit but haven't done a lot of this, lucid dreaming or other work such as scrying or other intuitive practices. Maybe you read cards too, or you've wanted to read cards. Really allowing yourself to explore these is going to help you also grow your intuition. Group number 2. And it's going to help you uncover these things that are kind of, below the surface. We have the Magician here, group 2. Manifestation, divine power, and mastery. See, the Magician is a very beautiful card because the Magician understands how to utilize all the different aspects of themselves. And the thing that really wants to come through right now is to clarify the different suits of the tarot, but the different elements and what they mean to us. So, water, meaning our emotions. Fire is our spirit. Earth is our body. And swords are our thoughts, our intellect, these things. And the Magician utilizes all of these and is able to balance them well so that they are the most powerful form of who they are. The most powerful being that they can be by balancing the material with the spiritual, the mind with the emotions, all of these things. And not just that, but Spirit wants me to tell you that you are more than just intuitive. You have some beautiful, magical gifts with your energy, with the way you're able to manipulate and use energy. And maybe those words don't have the best connotation towards them, but I don't mean them in a bad way. I mean in a way that you are able to heal people. You are able to direct energy in a way that can be very helpful and very healing and could do big things. make big shifts in the world. So maybe if you haven't yet tried working with magic, working with energy more, maybe even, doing Reiki or something like that, there's something here that you haven't fully explored to its fullest extent that you could have a lot of power in, that's actually going to help you move forward and make some big leaps in your life. The Tower, Epiphany, unexpected change, and breakaway. And we also have the Ace of Swords, truth, clarity, and conviction. These are some powerful, insightful cards. Group 2. This is the crumbling of the previous paradigm. This is, the Tower is, crumbling, breaking away. In order for a new world to be created, our old world has to shatter to some extent. So, as you dive into your intuition, as you do this intuitive work, this magical, energetic work, you may realize that so many things that you thought were once one way are completely different, and it's going to be almost earth-shattering to you in some ways, and it may be scary and it may be confusing, and it's just going to leave you with more questions. But that's beautiful, and that is leading you towards a better reality for yourself, and it's just going to be very powerful in your journey and what you are meant to bring forth into this world. The Tower can be a scary card for some. Sometimes, things that are tower energy in our life hit us and they can feel like the end of the world and they can feel earth-shattering. But that doesn't mean that they're bad. Oftentimes these are earth-shattering but necessary changes that we need so that we can be on a new path, a more suited path for us. So yeah, don't be scared by the Tower card. I like to welcome the Tower card when it comes up, because the Tower card just means things are going to be very much shifting and change. It's scary, but it's so exciting. And then Ace of Swords here, truth, clarity, conviction. This is a fresh beginning too, because it's the Ace. So this energy, this is going to bring forward some truth for you, some clarity for you, a new beginning for you that is going to be so powerful in your life and so necessary for your growth and your expansion in this world. And it all starts with that seed. It all starts with allowing yourself to open up and receive these messages that are going to change you, that are going to help you see clearer. We can only begin to see clearer if we allow ourselves, if we open our third eye, if we open up to these intuitive messages. Otherwise, we're asleep. When we go through the motions of life and society and just, play by their rules constantly and just do everything the way society tells us to do, and when we just go through the motions and never slow down and never think outside the box, there's so much we miss. And we're never going to wake up then if we never take the time to pause and think and reflect and listen to our intuition. So you're being called, and I'm not saying that you've been going through life completely asleep, but you are being called to wake up more. You're being called to listen to your intuition more, to dive deep more, because there is some deeper work that is necessary for you to take things to another level. I'm going to pull from the Starseed Oracle and see what other messages we have for you, Group 2. Interesting. We've got Jump In, Andromedian Energy, Adventure, Say Yes to Change, Say Yes to the Tower. Let the universe shake you up a bit. Let the universe surprise you. Ask the universe to surprise you and show you the way. And then be excited to just jump in, to just dive in. Like they're literally just diving into this swirl of color in the universe, just allow yourself to completely dive in. Allow yourself to be immersed in the magic that is change, because it's happening for a reason, and the universe is trying to guide you towards something amazing. And another thing I want you to also look at before I read this next card, if you look at this imagery here, it kind of looks a little bit like an eye. Think of this as your third eye, your intuition, which is also connected to this grander, universe, this collective consciousness. You're diving into that. You're diving into your intuition. You're trusting it. You're diving into what the universe has to offer for you. And then we've also got lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. So for a lot of you, group 2, this could be about a past life, a past mission that perhaps you've done some very powerful intuitive work, soul work in previous lives, but maybe you haven't fully completed it. This is the continuation of that journey in this life. And it's important that you really do your soul justice, or I'm trying to think of a better way to word it, but your soul's calling you to do this work for a reason, and it's important that you honor it. It's important that you trust it. I'm going to see if any cards want to come out from my Astral Realms Crystal Oracle. Yes, clearly we do have messages. Interesting, group 1 got this as well. Direction. There is a clear direction that you are being encouraged to go in, and it's important that you trust that direction and trust your intuition of where it's pulling you. But I also believe that this tower event, this tower occurrence, or whatever is going to kind of rock your boat a little bit, is going to help you be clearer on that direction. I'm not saying to not take action. I'm not saying to not, really do the work, intuitive work, and, do the things that you're being called to do here. I encourage doing that now, but if you're a little bit unclear about the direction that you're going to be taking that, it will become clearer later on, group 2. Different clues and hints are going to show up for you, but I think those things will pass you by a little bit more. Like, they're not going to be as clear for you if you don't already do the work. So it's important to do the work. We also got discipline. Again, doing that work, but understanding that intuitive work and understanding your intuition and being able to have a strong intuition requires work. And this is something, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I slack too. I could probably meditate more than I do, and sometimes I'll be good for a while and I'll meditate frequently and practice a lot, and then other times I go through phases where I'm tired or I'm going through something emotionally and I'm not keeping up with it. But growing strong intuition, psychic abilities, all of that takes discipline. It takes consistency. You have to be disciplined with that. You have to put in the work and practice. It's all about practice. Insight. With that practice, new insight is going to be available to you. Things are going to be clearer. Like I said, things are going to be clearer for you. You're going to be able to see these events and understand why they're happening and gain greater knowledge and greater understanding of, why you're being shown this direction or why you're being pushed in this direction with, this practice. You're going to have greater insight and you're going to be able to make greater decisions and choices and discoveries with that. Let's see if there's one more card that wants to come out. Abundance. So abundance is also coming out here. So you're going to be able to cultivate a bigger abundance of, of happiness. This could be happiness. This could be love. This could be wealth. Whatever you are desiring, group 2, really, because abundance means something to different people, something different to different people. But by diving deeper and understanding your intuition more and gaining this deeper insight, you are going to understand how to bring more abundance into your life. And yes, there's these formulas for manifestation and stuff, and we see this on the internet everywhere all the time. But the truth is, yes, there's certain aspects and things that can help us all, but the formula is usually a little bit different depending on who you are, depending on where you're from, depending on what it is you're trying to manifest. The formula is going to be a little bit different, just a little bit. It's going to be unique to your life. So in being more in tuned, intuitively in tuned, insightful, having that clarity is going to help you understand how you can uniquely bring more abundance into your life. I hope you enjoyed this reading, group number 2. Let me know in the comments below what you thought, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Thank you for spending time with me. Take care. Hello, group number 3. If you chose pile number 3 with this beautiful piece of prehnite, this is your reading. This is where you are being called to. Oh, you got 3 cards here, group 3. So we have the Magician, Synchronicity, and Manifestation, Dawn of Swords, Reflection, and Diligence. And then 2 of Swords, Indecision, and Avoidance. So the first thing that's coming through group 3 is that you are somebody who has been trying very hard at manifesting. I feel like you are no stranger to the term manifestation. You have done the work, or at least you're trying to do the work. You're trying to actively manifest some things, but for some reason, things aren't maybe unraveling or unfolding exactly how you want them to. You're feeling a little bit blocked. You feel like, maybe some things are manifesting a bit, but maybe the things that you want the most are not fully manifesting yet. And one of the main reasons this is happening is this indecision or avoidant behavior of, first of all, maybe not fully knowing what you want. Maybe you think you know what you want, but you don't fully understand that. And I know that sounds weird, but let me tell you, group 3, I have been there where I'm like, no, I want to manifest this thing. And in my head, I think I know what I want. But then I've had conversations. So for example, I've had conversations with my boyfriend, and he's like, well, what do you want to do? Or what do you want to do for work? Or he'll ask me a very straightforward question. And then when I'm talking out loud, I realize that I'm not as clear as I thought I was. Sometimes we think we're very clear in our head, and then when we try to explain ourselves, we're like, wait, do I not actually know what I want? Because I'm having trouble articulating this. So there's something that needs to be further clarified, further articulated to fully direct your energy, because right now we're kind of at this place where our energy is a little bit chaotic. Our energy is it's being misdirected in some sort of way. Also, with the avoidance coming up too, this also could be, some sort of emotional stress or emotional stuff that hasn't quite been dealt with yet and is blocking us. Again, with the sword, it's blocking us, right? So a lot of the time when things don't fully manifest right away, it's because, one, it's not ready to manifest yet. We need synchronicity, we need some time, divine timing, and we can't control everything, but also we're not ready for it to manifest yet because there's something in the previous level that we haven't quite worked through yet. Everything happens when it's meant to happen. We are only given the things or put in the situations or the scenarios that we're ready for. So if there's something that you haven't fully worked through yet, if there's some shadow work you haven't really fully explored, or something you've been avoiding, something that you've been pushing down, that you've been suppressing, this is going to be preventing you. It's like looking at life like it's different levels. When you're playing Mario, for example, you don't get to just jump to the castle and defeat Bowser. You have to go through the different levels before you're prepared, before you're ready to do the final battle. You're not allowed to just jump. You're not allowed to be like, okay, well, I think I'm good enough now, so I'm just gonna go here. That's not how the game works. So look at life almost like it's a game, In order to manifest, in order to get here, you have to go through all these other little things. And maybe you're stuck here because there's some work or something that you haven't got over to get to the next step. So that is very important, group 3. And we have the Dawn of Swords here with reflection and diligence. Being really diligent about your self-work, being very diligent about your shadow work, your reflection, taking the time. And sometimes we see reflection as not as important, or we don't prioritize it as much because we like to just do the action. We're like, okay, I want to get here. I want to manifest this now. And you just keep pushing, but you're actually pushing it away. You're creating this resistance. When really, by doing this deeper work, by slowing down, taking the time to do it right the first time around, we're going to be unlocking things so much easier, and there's not going to be this resistance. Yes, you can want something, but if you want it too much and you don't fully allow yourself to do the work, then you're not going to get there. So this is very important. Let's see what other tarot cards need to come out for you, group 3. Wow. Look at that. We've got the moon, which is like the ultimate card for shadow work. It's intuition and illusion. So for one, the moon is all about revealing what's, under the surface. Also maybe revealing the illusions, things that aren't completely true. Sometimes these are things that we've been telling ourselves that aren't fully honest, but we don't actually fully comprehend or we don't fully acknowledge or see that we're being honest with ourselves. If that makes sense. It's not like you're purposely trying to lie to yourself. It's not like you're purposely trying to be dishonest with yourself, but you are, because it's your body's, it's your mind's way of protecting itself. So there's something here, there's an illusion that needs to be revealed. So you're being called to reveal what is not the truth. Group 3. Reveal what is not the truth for you. Reveal ways that you may have been deceiving yourself. And then we've got the 6 of Wands. Advancement and recognition. 6 of Wands is, a very victorious card. It's, we're moving forward. We've made big breakthroughs. It's something to be proud of. It's something to recognize yourself for. And Spirit is telling me that part of the reason why you're having resistance to manifestation is because you're not actually fully acknowledging your successes. You're not giving yourself that recognition for the ways that you have advanced in life, and not being, fully grateful, fully allowing yourself to, simmer. I don't know why simmer's coming up, but simmer in that gratitude. That is a key that is going to really help you move forward. And part of the reason why you are not fully acknowledging yourself, Group 3, may be something deep down, some false truth that you've told yourself before. But it's time to acknowledge yourself and to acknowledge your power, acknowledge, the things that you have done, the things that you have achieved. We also have the Priestess here, illumination and knowledge. And then 5 of Wands. Let me just move these up a little bit. 5 of Wands, frustration and opposition. So what I'm getting from this card, Group 3, is not necessarily opposition with other people, but this frustration and opposition within yourself. This frustration of why am I not getting further faster? Why is this not happening quicker? Again, this idea that we need to have something done by a certain time, or we need to have things manifested a certain way at a certain pace, or whatever it is. These are just false truths that we are telling ourselves. These are ways that you're lying to yourself. Because if you fully tapped into your intuition, if you fully trusted that, then you would trust the divine timing and know that we don't need to rush because things are unraveling at the pace that they're meant to unravel. We've got this illumination, this knowledge with this priestess energy. This is this divine, feminine, receptive energy of knowing that, yes, it's important to take action. Yes, it's important to do things, but it's also important to take a step back and just allow information and guidance and clarity to come to you. Allow yourself to receive this in the silence, in the calm, because that's where you find these truths. You don't do shadow work when you're up and about and you're stressed and you're doing your job. Yes, obviously you have to do your job and do things like that, but we don't unravel, we don't make these breakthroughs emotionally and intuitively without the silence, without this receptive nature. So that's very important that you're doing this and allowing yourself to get clearer on what you want. Even if you think you're clear, you could get clear, and you often don't know fully 100% exactly what you want until you've taken the time to sit down and really just pan it out. Even taking the time to write it out. Write it down in great detail, because again, often we think we know what we want, but sometimes we don't fully do. And maybe you even need to explain it to a friend, because like I said, there's been times where I've tried to explain something to my boyfriend and I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not as clear as I thought I was. I'm gonna pull some more tarot cards from the Age of Aquarius tarot deck here. See what other things need to come through for you, Group 3. Further clarity. Ooh, this is one of their unique cards. We have Galactic Souls, Cosmic Children Volunteer, raising the vibration of the collective. So Group 3, this is one of your purposes. This is one of the things you're being called to do, essentially, is raise the vibration of the collective. You're being called to do some really powerful spiritual work here. And in order to do this, you need to, do this deep intuitive work. You need to deep dive, because in order to raise the vibration of the collective, you have to first raise the vibration of yourself, your own energy. We have the Hanged Woman, new perspective, enlightenment, liberated. Look at that, group 3, new perspective. And with the Hanged Man, or the Hanged Woman in this case, but I like to say, let's say Hanged One to be, neutral, gender neutral. With the Hanged One, this energy is all about seeing things from a new perspective, seeing things in a new way. Again, enlightenment, liberation, as said in this card. This can only be found by allowing yourself to be uncomfortable and be where you have not been before. Explore what has not been fully explored before. We don't see new perspectives by doing the same thing. We don't see new perspectives by looking at things from the same angle. New perspectives are birthed from going out of the status quo, from stepping out of our routine, from putting ourselves in other shoes, from trying to see things from a different angle. If we're going through our life, going through the motions, doing the same thing over and over and over again, and not taking the step back to reflect, not taking a step back to do something differently, we don't get this new perspective. We don't get this enlightenment, this liberation. Enlightenment comes from deep reflection. Enlightenment comes from silence. Enlightenment comes from meditation and basically the shadow work. These are the places where we seek. These are the places where we find enlightenment. So remember that it's crucial for you to put yourself in this new place so you can find new perspective. You're very much being guided, being called to journey to this new perspective. 6 of Pearls, also known as the 6 of Coins. This deck's just a little different. Benevolence, humanitarian, and ethical. This is about the different ways you can give to others. This is about the different ways that you can help others. There's so many ways you can help other people. But again, the best way you can help others is to teach them to help themselves through a shift in paradigm. That's what this world needs right now, group 3. And at this time, when I'm doing this reading, 2023, there's a lot of crap in the world. Honestly, there's so much stress, there's so much pain, there's so much that is just so wrong in the world right now. And I know a lot of people feel like the world just keeps going downhill, honestly. And I've been feeling that a lot too. And it's hard to have hope sometimes, but there are so many beautiful people that are still trying to make this world a better place and do still have a soul mission to make this world better. There's so much good that you can do. Through shifting your own perspective, you can help create this chain reaction and shifting the perspective of so many other people as well. But it comes from that shift first within yourself. Okay, we also have the Chariot, action, determination, and self-control. And we have the Page of Pearls, attentive, adept, and self-development. So, this very much is a combination of learning yourself, knowing thyself, knowing what work you need to do to develop yourself and be attentive to the needs of yourself, attentive to where you're being called to, attentive to this calling, because oftentimes in life we have a calling but we're not attentive to it. Meaning we have a calling but we get distracted. We get distracted with our job, we get distracted with these different, life stressors, relationships, mental health challenges, which, a lot of people have those. And, we need to be attentive to the things that need healing, the things that need to be taken care of, so that we can be fully attentive to our calling. Sometimes it's easier for us to ignore it or, keep ourselves busy and avoid it. But it's important to be attentive so that we can, create this new way of being. The Chariot is all about action, determination. With this card, it's interesting. It's coming up with self-control too. Now, I personally see the Chariot as a very active card, this action card, moving forward, things shifting. But also with the self-control coming up here, this is reminding us to be attentive to our mind and having, self-control with our mind. Because often our thoughts, our fears, our limiting beliefs can get in the way, and they create this very big obstacle, and it slows our momentum down. It slows things down. And the Chariot's all about moving forward, right? By having self-control, by having a trained mind is what's really coming forward, a trained mind, we are able to move forward. Without a well-trained mind, without that self-control, we cannot move forward. We are stuck. We are stagnant. We are stuck in the past. We're stuck in our emotions. We're stuck in our fear. We need the self-control and the determination to take action, to move forward. Now I want to pull some oracle cards for you as well. Group 3. So let's bring out the Work Your Light oracle and see what other messages want to come through for you. That is way too many cards, so let's see if there's just 1 or 2 cards that want to come through for you, Group 3. There you go. We've got don't dim to fit in. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? This is so important, Group 3, because the world needs leaders, and the world needs people who are not afraid of being themselves to change it. The problem with the world today is that we are filled with so many people that are, 1, people pleasers, 2, afraid to speak up and go against the status quo and say completely honestly and truthfully how they feel, because they are afraid of what others will think. They're afraid of getting canceled. They're afraid of what, society is going to do to them. We live in a very highly sensitive society that often doesn't want to hear the truth. And yes, it's important to be sensitive and accepting and understanding of people's feelings. It's so important to have that empathy for other people. But sometimes the truth needs to be told as well. And sometimes people need to hear the truth. The truth needs to be told, period. And in order for the world to change and shift, we have to be unafraid of telling the truth. You think, rights, like for example, women rights or the rights of Black people or other marginalized groups would have gotten anywhere if people dimmed to fit in, if people were afraid of speaking truth, if people were afraid of speaking their minds and saying how things, need to change. We are in a society now where often people are so sensitive and so afraid and so scared that they stay small and they just try and agree and they just try to get along with everyone. They just want to please everybody. But that is not how the world shifts. That is not how the world gets better. We all need to be fearless and standing up for ourselves and standing up for our community and standing up for this collective, for this world, for the earth, for the environment, for everything. We need to allow ourselves to stand up for these things. Our voices are so powerful and they need to be heard. So this is very important, Group 3. Whatever you're seeking to manifest, it is something bigger. It is something that is part of this bigger picture. It's something that's very important, and it's going to help shift the energy of the collective, but you can't be afraid to share it. We've got Akasha here. Your guidance is divinely guided, okay? And then we've got get grounded, empaths, Highly sensitives, connect with nature. This is so important, group 3. Oftentimes the world can be so overwhelming, and sometimes it feels like we can't change anything. It feels like we can't shift, we can't manifest. Doubt sets in, it happens. But when this happens, though, it's because we're too much in our head. We're too much in that air energy, and we really need to bring in the earth energy. We really need to ground again. We got to listen to our heart, come back to the breath. Grounding is so powerful for that. And you're being called to ground. Do some meditative grounding exercises. Do some breath work. These practices are going to help you to connect deeper to yourself, help you understand yourself more, and allow you to fully acknowledge where you're being guided. Fully be able to tap in and, be able to hear. And when I say hear, it may not come like an actual auditory thing, right? Hear intuitively where's the next step? Where do I need to go next? I'm going to pull one more card for you here, group 3. I think we're going a little bit over time, but sometimes the message just needs to be told, and it doesn't matter how long a message takes to come through, it just needs to come through. But also for the grounded, you're a very sensitive person. You're definitely an empath. So as there's lots of noise in society, it could be overwhelming, and oftentimes that could be what dims your light or prevents you from fully going after the things that you want to manifest and the things that could truly benefit everybody, right? So it's important to take that time to rejuvenate, to ground. My camera got cut off there, but what I was saying is it's important as an empath to really take the time to ground and restore your energy that way. And we also have Shakti. Very interesting. Tangerine quartz, solar plexus chakra. So tapping into that Shakti energy, that life force energy, is going to be very powerful for you, group 3. I'm not going to go too deep into who Shakti is and the energy, but I highly recommend that you do look up Shakti and you do look up what that means and how you can maybe utilize that energy in your own personal shadow work, your deep dive, because this Shakti energy is really going to be helpful with helping you embody your creativity, helping you to really fully seek this, spiritual, this intuitive growth, to, heal any sort of wounding that you have, to heal any sort of fear of speaking up for yourself, to really work with this energy to heighten your awareness, to heighten your spirituality. And just another thing too, getting into this Shakti energy, with this snake here, I'm really feeling this energy of movement too. So a practice that could be potentially very helpful for you, group 3, is dancing. Just freely dancing, freely moving your body, and allowing this to break down barriers, any sort of barriers that are preventing you from diving deep. Movement can also often bring up, emotion. It could help you connect to your intuition more, because when we're freely moving, we're not so stiff or stagnant. It's not like a choreographed dance. We're free flowing, and this free flowing movement allows us to get into this free flowing energy, which is very intuitive and it's very creative and it's very helpful for exploring these other areas. So I really hope that helps you, group 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know in the comments below what you thought, and I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day or night or whenever you're watching this. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 4. If you chose pile 4 with this beautiful rose quartz, then this is your reading. This is where you are being called. So let's see what your cards here say. We've got the Spirit of Cups, opportunity and creativity, and we also have the 5 of Wands, alignment and progress. So the first thing that's coming through is that your creative endeavors, the things that you are being drawn to pursue creatively, do have opportunity. They have opportunity, and it is also part of your journey. It's in alignment. It's part of this progress, this unraveling per se, way of your purpose. And I'm not saying specifically that this creative endeavor is your purpose, because purpose is so much more complex than that, and often our purpose does change over time, or different parts of our purpose change for this, bigger picture. But it is indeed part of your purpose, and by allowing yourself to explore this creative, intuitive part of yourself, you're actually unlocking greater opportunities, and it's gonna help you a lot. It's in full alignment. So if you have been felt to believe that some sort of creative hobby or side hustle or something that you've been pursuing, or just allowing yourself to enjoy, is a waste of your time, if people have made you feel like it's not important or whatever that may be, don't listen to that, because this is indeed part of your alignment. This is part of your soul's journey. And by allowing yourself to express in this creative way, it's very important, and it's going to help you understand yourself better, and it's going to unlock different opportunities and pathways for you. Now let's see what other tarot cards need to come through for you, group 4. So we've got Spirit of Wands, enthusiastic and adventurous. So another thing that's coming through group 4 is that you're the kind of person who likes to do things that are maybe not quite the status quo. You like to be adventurous. You're a very enthusiastic person, excitable person, and you like to go after the things that you enjoy. You like to do things that maybe people feel are not the status quo, or irresponsible, or not necessarily actually irresponsible, but for example, think of the stereotypical family that thinks that you should become a doctor, but you're more focused on art or something like that. You are the kind of person that has these wild, big, ambitious dreams and ideas, and you're not afraid to take action and go after these things. You have already put yourself out there, and if at any point you have kind of held back, you've pulled back, even though you initially were that person to go after these things, if you have felt kind of discouraged at any point, know that this is your confirmation to get back on track, because in doing so, this is in alignment with you. This enthusiasm, this adventurousness of your energy is beautiful, and it's important, and it's part of your soul's journey. We've got 7 of Cups, speculation and opportunity. Yes. So this is like a contrasting energy that maybe you have been feeling of should I be pursuing this? Should I be investing my energy in this thing at all? You've maybe been speculating. Maybe you have a lot of different, opportunities kind of laid out in front of you, and you're like, okay, I don't know if I should really be investing time in this. This is confirmation again that this is a good opportunity for you. We've got opportunity came up twice here, right? So there is opportunity here. With the Spirit of Cups, we have the 7 of Cups. Again, the Cups is this very divine, feminine, intuitive, this flowing energy, and it's important for you to explore this because there is opportunity here. We've also got the Star, harmony and renewal. The Star is like the ultimate dream card. This is the card all about, having faith in your dreams, having this inner trust as well, trusting in the process, trusting in the divine timing, trusting where you're being led. It's like following the North Star or whatever it is. You're being led somewhere that's very important, and allowing yourself to just live in harmony and trust with that. 3 of Wands, development, opportunity. That's the 3rd time. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. Opportunity is a very important word for you here. I believe that there is a very important opportunity that is clearly going to come up and show up for you. Group 4, there's clearly an opportunity here, and I want to get more clarity, just get a couple cards about this opportunity, because yes, I think this opportunity is tied to your creative endeavors, but let's see if there's any further clarity that wants to come up about this opportunity, because this is clearly a very important word for you. We have embrace the flow of life coming up. So again, that water energy, that flow in energy. So don't be too strict with yourself. Group 4, allow yourself to journey, allow yourself to explore, allow yourself to be adventurous and curious, because this is going to help reveal this opportunity for you. Assess the situation. Okay. Assess the situation, reminding you that opportunities sometimes can pass us by if we're not being fully present and allowing ourselves to fully recognize and see what's happening around us. Okay, so assess the situation you're in. Assess things as they develop, as they change. Clear your mind. Clear your mind, because when our mind is cluttered, it makes it way more difficult for us to see the opportunities. This card also came up too. Reflect on your priorities. Okay, so it's important to reflect on your priorities, because once you do that, you're more likely to see things that are important to you. You're more likely to see opportunities that are important to you. So for example, if we don't reflect on our priorities and we're too caught up in the distraction of life, and we get caught up in the things that we don't like, and we focus that energy on the things we don't like and the things that we think we have to do, and we spend all of our energy just focused on that, we become small, right? We become very small, and we become limited in this box of, I can only see the bad, I can only see the things that I can't have, the things that I don't like. We need to shift this mindset. We got to shift this perspective, this focus, right? We're reflecting on our priorities. When we do this, we can focus our attention to where it matters. And that's where you're being called to do. You're being called to focus your attention where it truly matters. And this is going to help you see this opportunity. People who are hyper-focused on the negatives and hyper-focused on the things they lack or the things they don't like in their life are completely blind to opportunities, right? So we have to be open. Discomfort. So this new opportunity is going to make you feel very uncomfortable. It's going to be something that really puts you out of your comfort zone. That's okay. That's just part of the journey. Communication. So communication is going to be a very key factor in this new opportunity. Communicating your feelings, communicating with the people around you, communicating maybe it's a new job, project, new opportunity that involves other people, being very clear with your communication, but also being able to clearly communicate to yourself and the universe as well is going to be very important in this opportunity. I'm going to pull some more cards from, let's bring out the Astral Realms Crystal Oracle and see what else needs to come through Group 4. Adaptability. So this new opportunity, this new place that you're being called to journey to is very much going to be testing your adaptability, Group 4. And I know this may sound a little intimidating, a little bit scary, but it's important that you take the next steps with a clear mind, with embracing the flow, understanding that as you go along, as you tread and you go on this new journey, you're not going to know everything. You're not going to understand every step of the way. You're not going to be a pro every step of the way. A lot of these things are going to be new. A lot of these things are going to take learning, navigation, research, deep, diving and understanding yourself deeper. Like really, each step may take you to a new level of shadow work, but we're embracing the flow of life. We're embracing things one step at a time. We're just allowing ourselves to, move with the current and just go with it. Go with where life is taking you. Assessing the situation as you go along. As you go along, you figure it out and you adapt. Clarity. Clear your mind also came up. Clarity is again something that's going to unravel with time. So clarity is something, yes, we find in our deep dive, in our reflection, and that kind of work. But clarity is something that we find along the journey. Clarity is not something that just happens completely overnight. We don't just wake up the next day and we know all, and we know every step, and we know exactly what we need to do to get from A to B. No, things get clearer and clearer with the time and with the work. So a big thing that is coming through here, group 4, is definitely patience. Patience with the journey, patience with this unraveling, but also this encouragement to not shy away and not be afraid of these opportunities. Let's see if the Starseed Oracle has any other messages. The Seas of Mintaka. Seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. Yes. So again, this is a really, really important point here that, by unlocking these opportunities, and in order to unlock these opportunities, it's kind of like this intertwined element here of one cannot exist without the other. They coexist, right? So by unlocking things, bringing things to light, unlocking the unconscious, seeing your potential, you're opening opportunity. And also by exploring opportunity, by allowing yourself to explore, allowing yourself to be enthusiastic, curious, adventurous, taking the leap, we are also unlocking a lock here. That's also a key to bringing our unconscious to light. So that though they don't exist one without the other, they exist together. Ooh, this is very important here, group 4. All paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Again, it's reminding us that it's important to do this intuitive work because it is going to bring this clarity, also inner authority, this confidence, that this understanding of where we want to go, this journey, but also knowing that all paths lead home. So wherever you go, you will always be guided to where you are meant to go. So allowing yourself to release any fear and just trust, because this is very, very important. All paths lead home. So whatever opportunities arise, if you are being called, say yes. Don't stress, don't overthink it, don't over worry and think, okay, is this the right thing? Is this gonna get me from A to B to C to D to E? Don't worry about that. Instead, go within, feel into your gut, feel into your intuition, feel into your body. How does this feel? If there's even a little glimpse, a little bit of your intuition pushing you forward and telling you that you need to take this opportunity, even if it's just temporary, even if it's just for now, take it. Because all paths lead home. If it's not the right thing forever, and a lot of the times it isn't. A lot of the times things come and go in our lives for a certain while, and it's part of our journey regardless. It's part of our learning to understand ourselves. It's part of our knowing ourselves. It's part of our learning experience for life. It's part of what unlocks the next opportunity that may be even more aligned for us. So remember, all paths lead home. Taking that and really allowing yourself to believe that and use that as your affirmation, you can develop this deeper trust in the universe. The Great Severing. Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. So with this card, this is the energy of allowing any sort of conflict to not affect you in a way that discourages you or stops you from pursuing these opportunities, stops you from doing the work. If there is conflicting energy, knowing that it can soften with love, knowing that you can just send it love. And that is the key to any sort of, anything that gets in the way, any sort of obstacle as you move through, as you take on opportunities, as you explore your creativity, as you enter this place of discomfort, maybe there's conflict. Just soften it with love. The great severing is also, this is also about severing ties, or letting go of the things that don't serve you, that aren't going to be good for you. Maybe it's a relationship that is holding you back, or friendship, or something like that. Maybe you're in an environment that is not nurturing for this growth, for these next opportunities. You have to really nourish yourself. This is about nourishing yourself with a healthy environment and healthy collective of people around you that are really going to help you grow in the best way possible for your soul. I'm just going to pull a couple more cards here, group 4, from the Age of Aquarius Tarot. For some reason, yours wanted to come out last. I don't know why I did this, like a completely different order for the other groups. But we've got Page of Wands, Inspiration, Potential, Free Spirit. This is definitely the energy that was coming forward initially, group 4. And I definitely believe that you are somebody who, is a free spirit, and you are easily inspired, and you have a very creative soul, a creative energy to you, and you have a lot of potential there. There's so much that you can do. You really are this like firecracker. You have this spark to you. I'm so sorry, my birds just got really chatty. But you have this spark, this energy to you that is just so beautiful, and it's just so powerful. So this is just that confirmation, group 4, of what we've been talking about, and not doubting that part of your energy. I was going to stop for a second, but my birds are not going to stop chatting. So we're just going to finish this off. See if there's one more card that wants to come through for you, group 4. Oh, well, these all fell out, but I'm going to go with the one that flipped over in my hand right here. And this is Ace of Cups, Divine Kinship, Mystic Vessel, New Beginning. So this is opportunity, group 4. This is all about new beginnings, new, fresh, exciting beginnings. Divine kinship. So this could be really meeting somebody, whether it could be a soulmate, a partner, or it could even be a friend or a collaborator, but someone that really clicks with you, and that's going to be really a key element for a lot of you in this growth, in the unraveling of this opportunity. They could be playing a big part of this. Ace of Cups is also just this new level of, or this new exploration, this new beginning of exploring the intuitive and emotional self. It's like this new spiritual journey. This is clearly a spiritual journey that you have been going on for a while, but in a sense it is a new spiritual journey because we're going to take it to the next level of this spiritual journey. One that is very much interconnected with your creativity, interconnected with this vision, this way that you are going to be able to bring this forward to the collective and really do beautiful things. Your creative potential is endless, and it's going to be very important. And it says Mystic Vessel here. You really are a vessel for this creativity, for this next phase. So yeah, I just want to say, group 4, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. Don't be afraid to share your art, share your creativity, share your ideas, because they are so important and they're part of your alignment. I hope you enjoyed this reading, group 4. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.